Greetings, everyone. Welcome. Chat has voted again for some more M21. We are going to do that. I actually stayed on my side account today. This is not my main account. This is my secondary account. I do recommend that players who primarily play Arena for limited and who are stretching their free-to-play dollar, that you open a second account for playing beyond basically your fourth win of the day. I play my main account to 4 wins and make sure there's a quest slot clear. And then I move my play over to side accounts where I can continue playing but also earn gold from wizards while I do so. If you keep playing on your main account after 4 wins and opening up a quest slot, you're no longer playing for that much gold. And one of the ways to keep your magic flowing without having to break out your wallet is to make sure you're playing at times where Wizards is paying you gold to do so. That lets you flip that gold into extra free events and hopefully gets you enough gem winnings that you can play in another free event, right? So that's the idea, chain it all together. That's what we've been doing around here. But basically that technique has let us 4x the rares from M21 on our main account. And I do like constructed enough and standard enough that I care about collection building. And the trouble with continuing to play limited on that account is that even though I'm a fairly positive win rate player, it's hard to play at a win rate in which you are plus EV, in which you win more in prize money than the event cost to enter. And so if the act of playing in limited ultimately reduces my gem stores, even if playing for gold helps mitigate that, really I want to reduce. I only want to do that if the cards I'm getting from the event matter to my collection building. And when you're at 4x of a set with a bunch of wild cards for mythics, if you're done with the cards of a set on your main account, you're going to be better off predominantly playing that limited format on your side account and just simply playing standard or constructed, something non-entry fee based on your main account. And then that main account builds up a gold store as you prepare for the release of the next set. So we got Zendikar coming. If you do it that way, when Zendikar hits, you already have gold stores on your main account that you can use for the new product. So that's why I recommend moving off of your main account on your limited play towards the end of a format where you have 4x. So that's what we're doing here. And of course, if you want to 4x M21, you can do that at Card Kingdom. But if you're looking forward to 4xing Zendikar, check out the preview page at Card Kingdom. I'm going to link that in right now. Card Kingdom is my sponsor, although of course you want to go with my affiliate link, and then I need to adjust that link to Zendikar to add my affiliate link onto it. But basically, it doesn't even matter. If you go to my Card Kingdom affiliate link in the panels below or in the YouTube notes or whatever, you'll basically set a 2-week clock that associates your activity on Card Kingdom with my stream. So, Taj there brought up Card Kingdom's link that's related to my stream. So use that one, then check out their Zendikar products. You can do pre-orders. They crack insane amounts of boosters. It would blow your mind if you learned how many individual booster packs of a new set Card Kingdom cracks to prepare for all those pre-orders. They got the entire Magic world pre-ordering from them. They need to be ready for it. They're going to crack a ton of boosters and find all those singles and ship them out to you as soon as they are legally allowed to do so with their agreements with Wizards, and they're going to get them to your door right away. So you want any of the new Zendikar action, check it out from Card Kingdom and via my affiliate link to help the stream out. Thanks, Card Kingdom. On this here account, we do have a chunk of gold. I think we got is this our, let's see. Oh yeah, this is my free to play. This is my old paid account actually. I'm going to switch to free to play to follow through on what I was saying. This is the account, my main account that I care most about already has 4x. This is my secondary account that I care second most about. So this is where we're going to play today. And I'm going to jump in. Thanks, Card Kingdom, again for their sponsorship. And we'll see as the days go on here, it feels like sometimes this queue can take longer and longer to fire. But if we have to sit and chat for a bit while we wait for best of 3, we can do that. Any tips for a Scrub Lord besides keep playing, and not only keep playing, but I mean, you're doing the right thing by, excuse me, watching some content here. Generally, if you watch players better than you, or streamers with players better than them, helping them along, you're gonna expose yourself to strategic thinking that maybe you haven't achieved yet, you know, that your brain isn't operating on, and it'll help you get there. And it'll help instill good habits of sequencing, having a plan, not just playing spells, but actually thinking about the consequences of what your opponent might have. It's really, you know, how to get better at Magic is such an open-ended, huge question, right? But fundamentally, it is about playing, and it's about studying those who are better than you. And so it's a huge question, but it is that ultimately that simple. Yeah, I think I remember, Haj, that I started to answer something and then didn't finish. Now I know what you're talking about, but I can't remember either. Oh well, sorry. We'll find it. Someday your question will come to you again. I'm gonna look at my list of stuff to talk about. See if I have anything. I was thinking about other. After I ranted about on a stick, you know, a creature casting a spell being something on a stick and how silly that is. I wrote a list of the things that my hot take list. The things. Here's my other hot take. The battle that I will never win, that I know I'm on the wrong side of, in terms of community, but I can't help it. I think I've done this one before, but how do you pronounce the name of this game? I've typed a name of a game into chat. It is one of my unsolvable pet peeves that game is clearly called Super Smash Brothers. It's called Super Smash Brothers, and yet predominantly the world calls it Super Smash Bros. And I get a little every time I hear that. Smash I can live with. If we could just agree to call it Smash, that's fine. But unfortunately, you Smash folks are not the predominant force in that gaming community. That gaming community is all about calling it Super Smash Bros. Drives me nuts. And well, if you want to get technical, you can try and get technical about it. Here's how I see it. Smash Bros is founded on basically Super Mario Brothers. And Super Mario Brothers was never called Super Mario Bros. I don't know. I grew up in the 80s, and we never called it Super Mario Bros. It was Super Mario Brothers. So Smash Brothers should be Smash Brothers 2. Yeah. But apparently I accidentally scarred my kid. I ranted at my son about how people pronounced Super Mario Brothers wrong when he was like 8 or 9, and he took it too seriously and was worried that he was he was like worried that he was pronouncing it all wrong. It's not Mario. That's just an incorrect pronunciation. He says his name. When a character says their name out loud, you know how to pronounce it. He doesn't say, I'm a Mario, I'm gonna win. He says, I'm a Mario. And that's the thing. The very first game, the very first version of Super Smash Brothers has an intro scene that has the audio that says Super Smash Brothers. Oh, got one more in the seat. Boy, I don't know if we're gonna spend the whole day coming up with things for me to take hot takes on. Yeah, you would. Anybody wants to jump in, you can join a traditional draft right now and you'll draft with me. Yeah, who says you can't draft with your friends on Arena? All you got to do is jump into the best of 3 queue together. Ding. Kyer, I call BS. Kyer says in the well, I can't speak to your part of the US, but bros becoming a gender neutral term? No, it's not. No, it's not. In your neck of the woods, maybe there are people who are trying to make a thing happen that shouldn't, but can we not try and make bros pretend that that's a gender neutral term? How about it's just not? Bros. Bros is gender neutral. Come on. Heck, I'm trying to get away from guys. Guys is one of my lingering gender neutral-ish. A lot of people want to argue that guys, we use it gender neutral, therefore it's not, though. It's not gender neutral, so just let it go. I'm going to let it go. Maybe in the same way that dude isn't, Thaco, yeah. Just because you're from California doesn't mean dude is gender neutral. Dude, guys, and bros, not gender neutral terms of the future. But look, we have a draft. Let's do it. Temple in the rare slot, not going to be where we start. We can start on a Waker of the Waves. Haven't really been doing a lot of blue, although we were blue recently. Blue-red has been solid for us. Soulseer, though, excellent place to start. I think on color preference, I want to be on Soulseer. Where are you all at? It's Waker or Soulseer pretty easily. There's not. I mean, you can make a case for Grasp, but I don't think we start on Grasp over Soulseer. So for me, it's Soulseer or Waker, and color preference has me leaning Soulseer. Even though in a vacuum, I think Waker is a more powerful Magic card. Looks like chat's largely agreeing with me. Let's grab it. I think I would take a Soulseer over Dragonfire for scarcity of availability, probably, but they're pretty close. Volcanic Geyser jumped out at me because we already have the Soulseer, but really, picks here are, for me, Llanowar Visionary or just the old Feat. Good old Feat of Resistance. Maybe Wheel the Courser. Are people coming around on that, though? So, I think we go Feat over Visionary or Geyser, but I would be open to pushes towards the Visionary. I think that's the choice, though. Geyser kind of enters the conversation because we started with a red card, but that's the only reason why. I'm going to take Feat. Feat, don't fail me now. Standard Bearer and a Grasp of Darkness, continuing to suggest that black is kind of open, although Standard Bearer not that great. Visionary is just about as good as that and in a better color. Furious Rise, we can take Furious Rise to work towards a build around, maybe end up back in green-red. I don't love any of the cards here. I mean, really, Grasp is the best card. And people have been so down on black that I guess we should just be grown-ups and take it. It's possible the table just forces us into black and loads us up with lots of great removal, and it's totally playable if the density of picks are there. And nothing here is so much better than the you know, is enough close to the Grasp to be worth offsetting the color issue. So I'm going to take the Grasp and see. Hard weigh it, so to speak. Just take the best card and see what the table wants us to do. Ghost Light could offer us a fourth color, but Drowsy Tea, I would rather have that as a fourth color card before the Ghost Light. Surge, somewhat of a payoff for green-white. But we'll continue to hard weigh it up here. Take our fourth color in 4 cards. And put our ear to the ground and try to listen to this table. Especially listen upstream and see what the persons 1 and 2 to our right are telling us here. Who is it? Gwen Huevar is our friend who jumped into the queue when they realized that doing so would put them in the same draft as us. Well, we have 4 excellent cards. Great news, everybody. 4 excellent cards. The bad news is we're likely only to play 2 of them. Which 2? Well, we're trying to listen to the table and find out. And some interesting picks coming up here in that regard. Cauldron is an uncommon and does some combo-y stuff in the format, but isn't where my head is at. I go to the Truffle Snout here. This Pteranodon 4th is really surprising to me, and if the table is in any way interested in leaving green-white open, especially, or even green-red, I'm kind of interested. So I'm going to grab Truffles and see. Continue to see. Airy, what is this doing? I got to take a 5th color? Let's take all 5 colors then. Fine. I mean, I could take Setestan Training. Maybe I'm just supposed to take Training here for the Snout and the Pteranodon and kind of lock into green at least as a start. But hold is good. What is this doing here? I don't understand. I don't understand. I'm taking it and I'm just going to break. We're just going to break in whatever direction the table insists. But man, I'm... Truffle Snout's like our worst card in 6 picks, and so in terms of power level, I'm feeling great. In terms of what are we doing, I don't even have a clue. Havoc Jester, ooh, I almost accidentally double-clicked that. We're lucky we don't just have a Havoc Jester. I mean, it wouldn't be the worst, but I wanted to think about it first, because we do have this Twin Blade Assassins. Goes with the Grasp and the green. Jester, though, in many ways, about as good as this. It's a bigger creature, and I don't find myself drawing all that much off of Assassins. But, yeah, I mean, these are both fine. Jester can end up in more... I don't think I really want to be green-black. I'm going to take Jester because of color preference. It's fine, and I don't really want to be green-black. I take Truffles here over Megalodon or Turret Ogre. You get the Epiphany on the wheel. This is a secondary account. We really don't care about collection building at all, like not at all. So this temple doesn't matter, except in that it could be a legit dual land for us, but so could this Barons. Probably just Turret Ogre. over the land. Although again, this hold was so late, kind of makes me want to hedge towards. I mean, maybe take the opt and possibly end up. Yeah, maybe we want like turret ogre is super replaceable. But if we do end up blue, we'll want the opt. I'm going to take the opt because if we end up blue-red spells, this is actually a legit card. And Larcenist here. I'm going to avoid the black, I think. The black needs to flow better than it has been flowing for me to be super interested in it. Furious Rise is a good wheel if we do end up in green, red. Big stuff, we'll like a Furious Rise. And again, the Ogre, pretty replaceable. I'm going to let that go by again and take the build around. Ogre is fine but replaceable. I'd rather take the build around. Like if we end up in a deck that's happily playing ogres, we're probably in a deck that's happily playing Furious Rise even more so. Devil's okay. Kind of feel like we're being shipped a little towards green, red, but still holding out. There's a lot of blue. I think black is off the table though, and really didn't see much white either, so it feels like we're somewhere in Teamer. But we're open enough that that it could change based on what we open here. But I think Thrashy B is a fine pick out of this pack. Overload, we're not close enough. Shock, also good, but I think it's Shock or Brontodon. Those are the two that jump out at me. Maybe we just want Shock, but Bronte is good, but actually the three power can come up a little short in the mid game. Overload is good if you're there. I just don't think we're there yet. You want to cut red from the deck or cut red from our opponents? I don't think worrying about cutting stuff matters in Pack 2. I mean, maybe it's possible we have people around us who are also looking to figure out their second color, but I don't think we're worrying about signals in Pack 2 about what we're sending. But I can take Shock. It was a close one. Finishing Blow, continuing to say, hey, black could be a path for you. Nothing great here. We can take a Capture Sphere and maybe wheel the Thrill. I don't want to take a Thrill here, so I'm going to take Capture Sphere. Continue to look for the open lane. But gotta settle into something soon, or it's not going to go great. Brash Taunter, though, is pretty bomby. This can straight up win games against some decks. We have Dowser that's also good. We have a lot of good blue worth noting, but Taunter is locking us into red. So we are red. What else are we? Oh, Shock continues to support that. I like that over the other options here, especially given that now we know red is one of our locked colors. Unsubstantiate. Hallowblade, very late Hallowblade, pick 5, but our only other white card is Feat of Resistance, so we're going to let somebody else be stunned at how late they're getting a Hallowblade, but what can we do? It's not for us. We could take Unsubstantiate in case we are indeed blue-red spells. Maybe we wheel that that gold one. I think this is the best card here, and the opportunity cost on everything else is pretty low. And yeah, Blade's like the only good card, and we're just not there. So I'm gonna pull the white and the black. I don't think we're anywhere close enough for that now. So let's take that. Lofty Denial, interesting, same with Ghostlight, but if we are red-blue, let's take a weird here. Swift Response is pretty nice for this late, but again, we're not white. Bolt Hound, solid aggro, but I don't know if we are... if we're a red-blue, we have no 2s, so we got to take Hobble Fiend. We know we're red, and we don't have any red 2s at all. I'm taking a red 2 for sure. I hear you, Haj. The Bolt Hound does work with the token makers, but we got to get some 2s here. What are we doing? Wow, Leafkin Avenger, Feat of Resistance, 8th. We're probably taking Cur here. Could argue for Thrill if we're but like the Leafkin Avenger makes me want to consider pivoting back, because right now we have Capture Sphere. Like we took an Unsubstantiate on a lean, but this is even more signally like than that. So let's take Avenger. We're hopping around here, and then of course, you know, because can't be easy. We've got Training, which I was almost going to take the first time, and Overload, which says, "Wait, Ryan, wait, wait, Ryan, wait. You could take the Overload." Jeez. I gotta take it, right? We gotta take it. Hodge says Training. Hodge is the grown-up. I guess I'm late stage non-grown up. Taking the Burn Bright. Like if we somehow get 3 wizard, you know, with goblin wizardry, we'll be happy about that. All right. I keep passing Thrill of Possibility that I wouldn't mind running, but I'm not going to pass a wizardry here as we're trying to find our way to an Overload deck. Miscast. It's best of 3. There's worlds where we bring that in. What a funny draft. This has been... We've been drafting the hard way like fiends around here. Don't think we're ever I never bring in artifact only. I'll take the greed, but I don't think we're doing that either. What are we splashing blue for, though? Are you on splash like for... You would go... Why would we want to splash for blue? I feel like it's either our main color or we're just not playing it. Well, more tests, gang. We have a Pilferer in the rare slot, giving us a nice needed 2-drop. We have another Pteranodon if we want the green. And an Avenger that is likely to wheel. We wheeled the first one. So we could take Pteranodon and try and wheel this Avenger. I think I'm going to take Pteranodon, try to wheel Avenger. I think our green is better than our blue. And although that Overload, man. I'm going to take T, though. Whale, saying that could have been a reward for being blue. We could, of course, take Cultivate and try and be 3-color. Again, though, I don't think there's a reason to splash blue. If this were a single blue mana, I would splash the Hold. But I don't think we're there. Yeah, I think we're on Magmut. 2-drop creatures are an issue, and that is a nice add. And hopefully we wheel that Snare Spinner and get another 2-drop. Well. Hello, friend.
Like a farmer fertilizes crops, you're gonna feed the forest.
Okay, Garrick. Wow, all this, look at, is it, everything's open. Nobody's playing any colors, everybody. Everybody else is drafting purple. Because, I don't know, yeah, we can pull the blue. We're not going to splash anything. I don't think we want the falls. Again, nothing in blue is pulling us to splash. Mentor still here is wow, but Sanctum not worth it. Cur. Well, Rob, we had a chance at one, but I don't think we actually want it. I think we just want to get narrowed in on red green. Cur is fine here for that. Continue to fill out our 2s. Here's another 2, although I was hoping to get one of those later. Maybe we just need a Stalker here. We take Stalker. It's a 4-power creature. I think we're going to wheel another Spider, and I'm happy with our... we picked up a lot of 2-drop creatures this pack already. So I'm going to take the Stalker on the strength of the 2s that we've built up. And then we can take a Thrill here, although Sure Strike also playable. Now that we're not doing the blue-red spells, maybe we just want a combat trick. I'm not playing a Burn Bright in this deck. So sure. Sure. We'll strike. Well, we did not wheel the Avenger. We just got sent this one. Are we going to wheel the other one? Come on, one time. One time, Magic Gods. 3 Avengers. Yeah, baby. All right. Yeah, I'm not passing Avengers. I'm sorry. I mean, we could consider them, but no. Don't think we're playing this, but let's throw it in the pile. The Wizardry, you mean? Nah, not really. But we'll see what playables we have. Guile is fine in this deck. Yeah, I mean, I agree. I don't think this is meant right for this particular deck. This is more right for this deck than Wizards. Well, I'd rather have just another Dreadmaw. I don't think we're running 2 Pitch Burns with these playables. I just like Assembled. How did we make out? Pretty good. We got all those Avengers going around, but we were drafting the hard way. We had 5 different colors by pick 6 and didn't know our second color until late pack 2. How about you? Yeah, black was pretty open. We took an early grasp, but then didn't quite get pushed into it enough to commit. There was one pick where we had the, maybe you ended up with it, the 5/4 gold uncommon. Let's look at our, hold on, we're 18-8. Probably cut a Titanic Growth, like, or Sure Strike. I don't know which of these we feel is better, but we probably don't need both of those. And then, don't think we want that dude, and I don't think we want Devils. What ogre are we cutting? Oh, Cyclops. Yeah, we can cut the Bone Pit Brute. It doesn't do much, does it? And then that leaves us at 15-8, which is still okay. You know, I cut the Growth and keep the Sure Strike. I don't know, they do similar things. Like, the Titanic Growth at least prevents against damage-based removal. But I'm hard-pressed to come up with a bunch of spots where Sure Strike wins the day where Titanic Growth doesn't. So that's my thinking, is that this has a little more utility than the Sure Strike. And, but we could run them both. Just go 15-8. This is fine, too. Traitorous Greed, given that we do have a Hobble Fiend, is not unplayable, but it's kind of weak. So I think I'm going to try this way. Let's see, do we got any Bling Redemptions? Not so much. Yeah, no Hunter's Edge kind of stinks. But we got a couple Shocks, Soul Seer, and some Tricks. And a good old Brash Taunter. I think this looks fine. Yeah, I don't like the Stalker either. I'm with you, David. And in general, to echo David's sentiment, 4 2s for 4 I really try hard not to play, they tend to trade down. In this case, we have 4 Power Matters themes that are attracting me to this card, but it's high on the list of, you know, we could put into Pitchburn Devils and you could make that argument. We do have 4 power stuff though, which is why, like, if we didn't, I would probably just play the Devils. But it's doing, you know, with the Furious Rise and the Avengers, it's doing something at least. So yeah, let's try this. And I think I'm going to pick some more favorite lands, but I like that land distribution too. Turrets. Do we have any? Turret Ogre was what I was saying is pretty replaceable, and then we didn't end up with any. I don't know what you're talking about. We don't have Turret Ogre, so I'm going to go with this. Oh, this is my account that doesn't have a lot of cool stuff on it, but we got these cool lands. Let's do let's look at some jump. Oh, we only have that. All right, fine. So this account isn't very full of cool stuff, but lots of cool lands in Magic. We'll find one. How about this one? Vulcan Baga, another incredible Magic artist. What do you think, gang? How are we going to do in this one? Let's do a traditional par poll. Well, we took a long time to get the queue fired, so it makes sense that the games would take a little bit too, although probably some people out there with lingering, incomplete events that they need to finish up here. Any American parents out there sending their kids back to school right now? My son starts digital learning on Friday, which just seems like a massive joke. The idea of trying to teach our nation's children successfully and consistently for a long time over the internet is ridiculous, but even more ridiculous is the idea of sending a bunch of children into tight, packed areas to spread COVID around each other. Kind of feel like we're still living in madness here in the States. There's really no good answers. You're right, Scotty, but I think the best answer is stop prioritizing education in a pandemic and prioritize defeating the pandemic, and then get back to, when I say prioritize education, I mean prioritize in-school learning. Like, I mean, I'm not happy with the distance learning, the virtual learning. I don't think it's a sustainable way to educate our children, but we can do it in the short term while we get out of this. We're going to keep, we have Magmut, we have Shock. We need a couple lands before we hit Avenger, but if we do, then we get to ramp to Dreadmaw after that, so I'm going to keep this. All right, land is what we were looking for there. I'm going to play the forest, or the mountain, in case we want to shock something from Oppo on turn 2. Like, if they drop a Magmut, we'll be happy to pick it off. Nope. Instead, we're going to make a Magmut of our own. Still need our 4th land, but at least Furious Rise gives us something to do on 3. We didn't really have anything to do. I did not see that story, Skadoosh, but you are calling out one of the major problems with the inequity of what we're facing. It's all well and good to say, well, the students can learn online. Well, yeah, that's nice. Yeah, you're just presuming that everybody has the same access, huh? Not everybody has the same access, so it's no easy solutions. And I do know that at the very least, the Seattle School District has been working hard to solve inequity problems and make sure that students who do not have access to broadband, etc., have solutions available. I'm gonna go with the rise here. Maybe could be countered. They could force spike us, but actually not the worst. Yeah, I actually don't mind getting that denied as long as we can land our Avenger. No attacks here, but I'm gonna forget stuff if I don't set up a reminder. I don't have anything sticky around me anymore, though. I used to do my sticky note trick, but I don't have a sticky note. Darn it. Oh wait, here, I found some. He looked around long enough and found a sticky note. Yes, I could have played around the lofty, I guess. But, and maybe even just building the board would have been better too. So, yeah, could be. Now we are, unfortunately, short on mana. And this, I actually want to change the nature of that a little bit. There we go. Because we can Cur, hold up Guile, or Cur, hold up Shock. I guess we, oh yeah, you're right, Cardboard Live is off. I did a big restart, so thank you for that. I'll get Cardboard Live going right now. We'll Cur it and leave the Shock up. Tide Skimmer is merely annoying until Oppo adds another flyer. Then it gets concerning. CBL should be working now. Let me know if you're experiencing any issues on that front. Yeah, looks like I got it working. On my end, anyway. Alright, we need to land, and we need to drop this Avenger, and we need it to live. And then we should be okay. Something shockable, plus a Magmut ping. No? Just a Magmut ping. Alright. Given that they went and fetched it now, I thought maybe they were going to cast something, but looks like not. Can't find land, but that's not the worst. We could sure strike the wall out of the way. I don't love it, but I'm not sure what else we're doing at this point. I mean, we can just pump two. I'll send both, though. Maybe we just shock it to the end. You know, pump the Cur and shock is another thing we can do here. Yeah, I like pump Cur, go shields down on like Ranger's Guile. We don't care about these creatures too much, and then we'll shock to finish off the wall so that we can continue attacking or try. Maybe we're getting swift response here. Wonder what they're pausing, so I'm not sure what the instant is for Oppo, but maybe it could be Feat of Resistance. Maybe I should hold on the shock. Not sure. Let's see what they want to do here. Maybe they'll come up with a play. Let us know. might still trade shock for a feat of resistance, and if the feat counter ended up on a wall of runes, that wouldn't be the worst either. So I'm going to go ahead and shock, knowing that this could be countered by a feat. Or it could be countered by a counter. Regardless, I would trade that shock for either that wall or either 2 cards in Oppo's hand. Holding our own here for 3 mana, and of course if we find a 4th, it's going to unlock the rest of the hand. Assuming the Avenger survives. But why would things go that way for us? No. Still, doing okay in this race. Oppo's got to do something, or we're going to catch up. Oh, actually, hold on. We want this pump. That's kind of what it felt like. Maybe they just drew that, but I thought they were doing that before. Anyway, we'll go ahead and use our Guile. Trade for something. Rare to see a Cur doing this much work when stuck on 3 mana, right? Curs can do a lot of work, just not usually when mana starved. Finally found some mana. Let's attack, not pump the Cur, and drop our Avenger. Although we could just move all in on Cur and say, can you stop the Cur? If not, we're just going to beat you on Cur pumps. Still, I'd rather just get our stuff played out, because then we have Sure Strike and Titanic Growth to help continue to win the race. Finish off with a Leafkin Avenger, potentially if we get more land. So yeah, I'm going to not pump here. Yeah, you want to do the pumping, you're afraid of the open mana. It could be counters, I suppose. They haven't... I'm going to make them have it, though. I mean, worst case, they counter this, and then we still have a racing situation. Looks like that Prismite is destined to jump in the way of the Cur or the Magmut, but with our Sure Strike and our Giant Growth, or Titanic Growth here, we're just going to... We have to act first, unfortunately, but they haven't shown any interaction, and it seems like they just drew the Prismite, so I don't think we are worried about getting out-tricked, you know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes you do your trick, they do a trick in response, and it blows you out. I don't think we're going to get blown out, because their play patterns suggest that this was a top-decked card, and that, like, Swift Response was the thing they had. It's possible maybe they had like 2 Swift Responses or something, and we're playing it weirdly. But based on how they're playing, I think we crash in and make them have it and use our pump. That's the question. I think we just crash in. I think we attack with everything and use our pump and tricks to win the day on blocks. And this is based on my read that they're not going to counterpunch us, based on how they've played so far. We could even just accept the Prismite trade, and so I think I'll go Sure Strike on the Magmut and offer the Cur for the Prismite, and not even try to save it, and see if they do anything in response. Because we have the double trick too as well, basically. So we can start we can start things with our Sure Strike on the Mutt, and then see where they want to go with this. Oh, am I missing lethal? Yeah, I could go for lethal. I just to get into board control mindset. And I'm gonna keep that. Well, we had lethal assuming nothing here, right? So I would rather just keep up our advantage and our protection. I think I could, given my logic around being willing to do the attack in the first place, I probably could have been willing to go for lethal, but I think this is very safe. going to be very hard for them to beat. But probably lethal would have been safe, given how they played to this point. And then it gives them a chance to do something like this, right? But we actually have now, let's see, do we want to go, let's see, 3-3. We can just offer the Avenger for the Avenger and the Titanic Growth for the Waker. And if they let it go, we just win, right? And then we get to drop the Weird anyway. So let's drop the Weird and then swing. And we get to swing away, because if they block the Magmut, we just pump the Avenger and outright win. Alright, well, we just outright win. Yeah, maybe I should have gone for it. I defined why we didn't need to be conservative and then played conservatively. But we got there with the conservatism, but I think we could have gone for lethal. Hey, Duncan. Best of 3, we're against, what, Esper what? Esper meh stuff? Yeah, probably some reanimator there with the whale. We could put in Traitorous Greed, steal that whale. Feels like fancy play though, bringing it in for just one specific spot. I'm gonna run it back. It's fine. All right, another keep, another 2-lander that needs a little bit of help on the land front. Hopefully we find it faster than we did in Game 1 and have the same result as Game 1. Yeah, I hear you. That's why I was considering the threaten effect, if their big stabilization play is one large creature, is pretty nice, but it still feels too narrow to me, Haj. Not doing enough. All right, third land is great to see. We're gonna drop Pteranodon here, of course. Soulseer is an instant, Shock's an instant, Guile's an instant. So if we can manage to untap with Pteranodon in play, if we don't find anything else to do, we at least have hold up Soulseer, Shock, and Guile. And there's land number 4, also great to see because that means Avenger gets to come down. We don't have double green for Garruk yet, but Leafkin provides that. We could Ranger's Guile the Pteranodon and get in for 4. That would be a ridiculous waste of resources, but we could. It would be legal. Prismite, you say? Well, not a super important card, especially since they seem to... Well, they don't have black yet, so let's shock it, because maybe it'll keep them off of black mana. Also, a nice thing about having the Avenger mana is that it does allow Pteranodon to attack. We're so used to doing something to the Pteranodon to make it self-attack, you know, something to make the Pteranodon 4 power, it can be easy to forget that you can actually attack with it as a 3/3 if you've got something else with 4. Well, we got more where that came from. So we could just go Pteranodon, hold up Guile, but I'm just going to go for another Avenger here. Now this is tapping for 2, though. And yeah, let's just go Garrick now, right? I should read Garrick. I know he's good. I forget exactly what he does. Up to 1 target creature gets +3/+3 and gains trample. Probably don't want to do that. Probably want a -2 to make a 3/3 green beast creature token. We're not going to get a loyalty out of it, but we get a beast. And yeah, we could go Pteranodon or Magmut, but leaving up the Guile seems correct here. I'm going to leave up Guile. I'm going to take it slow here for a turn. Can even send the Pteranodon, given the Guile. Plus is an interesting option. I like this, though. Let's get a beast down and then start plussing Garrick. Well, we're going to block and go for the Guile. And worst case, we lose our Guile and our 3/3 somehow with a counter or whatever. But we actually, they don't have a flyer, so we get to play around Lofty Denial. And I think it's likely we just eat the Protege, but if not... Understandable that if I come up with the block that you would snap scoop. I mean, I guess they just didn't feel they could beat Garrick, but a little early on the scooping. Felt good, though. Did feel like we were in a pretty commanding position there. Hey, speaking of commanding, did you know they're releasing commander decks specifically to Zendikar Rising? Like Zendikar Rising commander decks? I think this is new. I don't recall them ever releasing commander decks to tie into a new standard set. And if you want to check that out, posted Card Kingdom's link about that. I don't remember. That's why I original TMAC, it's possible they did it before and I wasn't paying attention. That's why I was a little soft on my declaration that this was the first time they did it. I don't know if they did. Yeah, they did Brawl, right? Oh, they did Commander with Ikoria. Okay, I do remember the Brawl part, but I didn't remember them doing Commander with Ikoria. That's cool. I kind of like that rather than... Although, are they doing regular Commander releases too? Have they stopped doing an annual Commander product and they're just doing Commander decks with each set release? If so, that's really interesting. It means more Commander decks per year if you're doing 2 Commander decks per standard set. But it also ties in their promotion to your regular standard set promotion instead of having to do a whole separate preview season for a Commander set. I see. Vargan clarifies. We got to mulligan this. The Ikoria Commander decks were the annual Commander decks released with an Ikoria theme. The Zendikar ones are in place of the Planeswalker decks. Well, we're going to keep... And what are we tossing back? Maybe the Furious Rise? Furious Rise seems a long way off in this hand from doing anything. So let's pitch that. See if we can recover based on this. Nakam is our opponent. They've got a steward here. I don't want to... Well, there goes our Ranger's Guile. It's all they've got to choose from. We don't have much to choose from either. We have one play, so I made it. Yeah, Taunter can take over if they're not running Grasp. However, they are a black deck, and the black decks tend to get hooked up with the Grasps because black is one of the weaker overall colors and tends to be underdrafted, so the people who are in it tend to have those cards. We don't have a 2-spell turn, so I'm just going to go with the Truffle Snout and the counter. We are running 17. Sorry, here's your meme.
He's a big pig. Yup, yup. You can be a big pig too.
What are we discarding here? Taunter too good, even though we can't cast it. If we eventually do, it takes over the game. So probably just Hobble Fiend. Worse than the Mutt. All right, closing in on Taunter mana. I'll send in the Truffle Snout, see what's up. Yeah, it's true. If I go Mountain Magmut, we do make ourselves exposed to discard getting the final Taunter, but I can't not play my stuff. I mean, I'm not going to like play Mountain and not play the Magmut to protect against discard. That just feels wrong. I suppose it's possible, but what we're playing around like a discard 2 at that point. I just got to let them tip the cap if they have that. You want to hold this to protect against possible discard. The trouble is one of their possible discards is discard 2, in which case we discard both of it. I'm not gonna be that conservative. You have to play it. And if they get the Taunter via discard, tip the cap. Could be let's note that pause though. I mean, it could just be the protege, but could be if it's Lofty Denial, we could get countered. But let's see. Again, I think I'm just going to put them to the test. I can't see us like not casting our stuff out of fear of counter magic, unless we feel like we have a commanding position in the game. And if they pass without playing a land, maybe that is the case, or we can. Well, looks like it's answered. I mean, we're going to bait with the Avenger. So let's see if this gets countered. Protege means the pauses don't tell us anything. And I played it pre-combat because it allows the Pteranodon to attack. And I'll put my reminder postie back on screen. Not that you can see it. But Magmut reminder on screen. Wow, they know we have the Taunter, but they grasped the Avenger. What do you think that means? Do they have a second one? Maybe they have second Taunter, but all told, this is still good for us. We're swinging with 3s, although we just lost our 4 power, so... Yeah, they didn't do that before the attack. Not sure why. Maybe, I don't know. I just missed the window, I think. Well, they can't have a counter now, so that's cool. Garrick. We can't cast our Brash Taunter, but we can just give +3/+3 and trample to, like, the Magmut. Is it lethal? 6, 7, 8, 9. No, it's not lethal, but it's close, right? If we go, well, let's see. We go 6 trample, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think it's it forces a trade, but it's not lethal. Still worth doing. It also forces a trade and leaves Garrick with enough life that this on attack alone doesn't take down Garrick anyway.
You're in the wrong neck of the woods now.
We do lose one of our creatures here. I probably want to throw this on the Magmut to encourage... Oh yeah, I guess Sleepy T is another... Because it might not be able to attack next time anyway. Let's do that. That's fine. Don't want to lose Magmut. Although they can block anywhere. The block doesn't matter. They just need to prevent 2 damage either way. So they could still block the Magmut. So do you want to leave this back and not offer it? We can just go send these 2. It still forces the block, because they don't block, we win off the Mutt. Let's do that. Let's not even offer the Mutt. Still forces the trade. Yeah, I don't know if that was the optimal line, but it was enough for Oppo to scoop it. Black-blue. Oppo got stuck on mana, but looks like they're doing maybe some just more control. I always suspect reanimation. It's just a fundamental strategy that Black-blue has going on. We just didn't see much from Oppo there. Do we want to change anything about what we're doing? Pitchburn Devils, again, doesn't get it done for me. We try Furor to get something above Grasp mana, but they have Death Touch, so that doesn't make sense to me either. I think we just run it back. Boy, been having some rough openers here. If this were an even split, it would be a pretty easy keep on the strength of the shock and the any land for the weird. The fact that we need red here to really get this hand going, though, makes me want to mulligan this. We can't count on mountain on top, so let's mull. Well, no red in sight, but we're keeping with the strength of the Garrick. And I'm torn. I kind of think actually we just probably want to cut the growth. I mean, I know we can technically cast this, and that like this seems far off, but this is a powerful card. Like, here's the thing: we're gonna lose if we don't find red. Okay, so let's start with the notion that we are gonna find our red, because if we don't, we lose. Okay, so if we start with the notion that we need to find red to win, and we assume, therefore, we're going to find a mountain in the first 3, 4, or 5 turns, suddenly I'm really interested in keeping the Jester, and I'm less interested in either the Cur or the Growth. The Cur because it's good based on pump, and it's good based on landing on 2. We are unlikely to pump this card, and we are unlikely to cast it on 2. So actually, it's the Cur that is going to be cut. Because knowing that we're not guaranteed to find red instantly, we'd rather have a Jester for a nice red card later than a Cur that gets worse and worse as the game goes on without red. Growth or Jester were my choices, but if we do find, like, a creature to get going, we'd be happy to have a Growth. It's true. Keeping this meant there was a chance, there's a chance we find that mountain and have an early play. But also, I'm not worried. Like, we're not against Boros, you know? If we had been against Boros, I probably wouldn't even have kept that hand. Wouldn't even have kept that second one. Looks like we would have had that turn 2 Cur, but this is cool. We'll be all right. Pitch the Growth if they snap off that Steward. So, ostensibly, we should be getting punished hard for this slow start of ours, but Oppo is not a fast deck, so we were able to withstand really kind of a nothing start after our mulligan. Now, is this Avenger going to live? And if it doesn't, we get to follow with a Jester, so you can see why I kept the Jester, though. I'm excited that we still have this in our hand and it's not on the bottom of our library. Oppo only showing us one color right now. We could lead with Garrick, but to what end? Like, we play Garrick and we make a 3-3 and then we get pinged down to 1. Yeah, we could do that. That's true. We'd even get loyalty. We could make a... We would go minus and get a loyalty back. Interesting. Yeah, I hadn't really thought of that line because I'm just so inclined to play my ramp. I mean, this is effectively ramp. And I am going to do that. I hear your Garrick line, but I'm going to go with the Avenger. And, you know, they might have a Grasp of Darkness or whatever, and that would be bad, right? I mean, we would get... The loyalty would still be at 3, so it wouldn't die to this attack. But I'd rather just Avenger and draw out, like, Grasp, and then next turn we have Jester. Yeah, I guess they could top deck Freebooter. I'm going to risk it, though. We do have removal for the Freebooter. Like, we have a couple of shocks in the... the 5 damage uncommon. So we have some removal, too, if they do steal it. 6 mana next turn is not really enough to 2-spell the way we'd like, which would be like Furious Rise and something. So we'll probably just Garrick and Protect. Let's see what we draw, though. Because 6 mana does give us Garrick plus Titanic Growth. All these flyers are annoying. They threaten Garrick pretty well. Although now, again, yeah, I think well, I could let go the Forest because we do get to cast Jester even without the Forest. We just have to hold on Garrick for a turn. I'm going to be greedy and go Forest, because if we find a basic land, we still get attack. Maybe I should just let the Growth go. It just might matter is the thing. I'm going to be greedy. Soul Seer. Okay, that's good. That helps us pick off singers and whatnot before they can get our Garrick, but I'm going to go and cast the Jester right now. I could also cast Furious Rise and hope that it triggers off the Avenger, but they're holding up. They have Grasp mana. I'm kind of figuring that the Avenger is going to be grasped here. Let's prove the point. Yeah, that's true. I could have cast the Furious Rise and saved the Avenger with the Growth. I still like getting the Jester out, though. No, just no minus. We have technically 2 spell here between Magmut and Furious Rise or Soul Seer if we don't attack with the Avenger. We could also just Garrick and actually have the Titanic Growth. Oh, we can 2 spell because this taps for 2, right? So we have 6. So we could go Soul Seer, Furious Rise here if we wanted. Furious Rise, hold up Soul Seer. Let's do that. And but let's start with swinging away with the Jester. Might have to use a Soul Seer on the Imp. Yeah, I'm just going to do this now. I didn't really think through that. So I'm going to go... we still get the Furious Rise, right? Yeah, let's Soul Seer the Imp. So we get the damage in, and then we still get the Furious. A little bit of an awkward sequence here where I didn't really plan on the death touch properly and just kind of swung in like, yeah, I got a Jester attack. Well, you kind of did. Still working out, but not exactly how I thought it was going to. Oppo can't do much about a Furious Rise in blue-black either. Unsubstantiate, I guess, would return it to hand. But bouncing is about all they can do about enchantments in those colors. Harsh. Really? I don't even want to know. Must be colorless enchantment hate or permanent hate or something. Well, that's no joke. What can we do about that? We have... One, two, three, four, five, six, 7. Of course, if we do 7, we can't attack with the Avenger. We can deal 4. Anybody see anything? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9... 10, 11, 12, 13. 1 mana off, as Surion says. If we had just 1 more mana, we could go Garrick for +3, Titanic Growth for +4, and actually win this turn. But as it is, they got us. Darn it. Lost to Demonic Embrace here. I mean, what do we... Like, we can Garrick, but what does it do? Sure, okay. Playing to the shock from the rise. Very good, chat. Chat's finding a path.
Your prey and send they're a stampede of 1.
Oh, is it not lethal? Did I do it wrong? Oh, I was supposed to growth? Well, everybody was saying cast Garrick, so I did. Did I misread somewhere? Well, at least the shock wasn't there to punish us for that failure to play to an out. We had 2 outs, but missed them. And yeah, they just came back on us hard there. Kind of aggro for, really for blue-black. Do not, I think this is like the only amazing card I've seen from them. I don't know. I'm gonna go... I don't think we change anything again, though. There's the Traitorous Greed we could do. Just doesn't feel like it's correct, though. We are on the play. What would we take out if we wanted a Greed? Like the Stalker or something? Yeah, I'm just gonna run it back. We're gonna get there. We're gonna actually have a good hand. How about a reasonable mix of land and spells in our opener deck? Is that so hard? Thank you. I could do a Color Pie rant at some point, although I'm less of a purist on that front than I was when I started at Wizards. Opinions on white? What do you mean? In the new set or in general? Devotee. Pretty good. We're gonna send in everything and Guile or Strike if they... Hopefully we just play the Avenger. But I'm going to offer the Magmut attack. Although we could actually just send the Truffle Snout, and it kind of suggests we don't have a trick by not sending the Magmut. Also, sitting here talking about it, though, makes it seem like it might be a bluff. And frankly, if they do block the Magmut with a Devotee, and we take a turn off from the Avenger to kill it with a Sure Strike, I'm pretty thrilled with that. So I am going to go ahead and attack with both. All right, they're giving us up. They're giving us the Devotee, and I'm happy about that. Silver Smoked, okay. Here we have a spot where we can guile the Truffle Snout to win combat against the Silver Smote. It does not have the draw a card ability on it right now. And we could play the Avenger afterwards still. Oh, no, we can't, though, because we only have one green. I think we just offer the trade, though, right? We offer a trade for either of these, and then we get to follow with Avenger or Jester. I'm going to keep piling on the attacks. Man, it's tempting, though. We just save it. But I like saving these creatures in the future instead. I'm going to go with biggest power here. Avenger is not ramping us to anything. Although it is green and we're choked on green. I guess we play this because then next turn we have Jester hold up Guile. I almost did this for max mana, but instead, because I have one heuristic of spend the most of your mana that you can. And then, but the second heuristic is play spells from your choked mana color and you have more freedom in your future turns. So we're going to do Avenger here. If there was a pause and then there's not now, it was probably Village Rites. Probably means Oppo has Village Rites. All right. And here we are again, choked on green heavily, right? So we're just going to recast, but I will offer the Magmut for the Ghost Light. They can have that trade if they want it. Then we drop a 5/5. Or again, drop the 4/3 so that we can have mana up. Yeah, I'm going to do the same thing again. Could go with Jester, but I'm going to go with the green card. I'm going to try and play a green spell every turn until we unlock our green a bit. Double Singer. Well, I would take a 2-for-1 there, so we'll just offer that straight up. No need to do anything on blocks. Then I'm going to follow with Jester. No, there is a tutorial skip, Haj. Forget where it is though. It's like in the settings somewhere. Oppo's aggro is lagging a little bit behind ours here. Might take a turn off to tap Avenger for green so we can just dump our hand and keep the Guile up. And currently 6/6. Yeah, it's still a, you know, we send the Jester, and if they block, it's a 2-for-1. But maybe we get our green first here. And Truffles.
He's a big pig. Yup, yup. You can be a big pig too.
If we don't need the Guile here, I'm probably just dropping the Pteranodon after combat. Okay, if they're going for the trade, we'll blow them out here, though. Or try to. If they have another instant, it still is a trade, but if not, we win combat here. So let's try and make that happen. Alright, they were just like, enough. Can't beat you. Alright, nice. 2-0 start. Final boss indeed. Let's get it. 3 wins. Come on. Push those gems north. Out of beverage. Maybe I'll fetch a beverage while we wait for an opponent. Be right back. You shouldn't have to do the color challenges either, Haj. It should all be optional. We are waiting for the system to pair us. It is probable that there have been other people in the queue, but they are not 2-0, and it's trying to find us a better match, record match. Really? Maybe they changed that, Haj, but I think that whole system was introduced after I'd already cleared all of it, so I would Google it. How to skip color challenges in Arena. It is obviously not keepable. Too much land. There we go. This is keepable. And with Brash Chaunter and Jester waiting for us at 5, I'm not going to give up any of our land. I'm going to give up this Titanic. Well, that's less exciting, but we'll see if they have key. The key is whether they have an answer to the Taunter. They're playing black again, so Grasp of Darkness makes short work of a Brash Taunter. Looks like they're stuck on land, though. We'll take that. And we have Soul Seer at instant. Yeah, what's with all the blue-black? Is it 100%? What was our first opponent? I can't remember anymore, but feels like it's been all black, right? Yeah, the first one was like Esper weirdness, then blue-black, then blue-black. So they're stuck. They might have the counter spell. I should probably Soul Seer just to even see if they have that. And Imp is going to be a problem for like the Jester. So I'm going to go ahead and Soul Seer, although we won't tell from the pause because they obviously have a pause just from the Death Touch on the Imp. So it's going to be hard to say whether... I think we just have to try and cast something. Maybe we cast the Jester first, though, into the possible counter magic. And if so, though, do we even need to Soul Seer this thing now? Or do we wait? I'm going to do it. Then we have Soul Seer now, then we have Jester Taunter as our next two plays. So I'm going to do it. I think eventually we're going to need to sear this Imp. Alright, we thought it might be Village Rites. That's nice, though. It means we could even start on a Taunter if we want. Or start on the Garrick Unleashed, even. I'm more inclined to go Havoc Jester, though. Yeah, start with the face beater and then move from there. Furious Rise. Can't two-spell this turn, so we got to figure out which spell we want. But I think, and we should think about that because, let's see, this actually doesn't do that much on this, as said on this board. So let's go. Yeah, we do Taunter because they know about it, but we could also just do Furious Rise and actually start maybe doing things that matter. Not that Garrick Plus wouldn't matter. They only have 2 power to throw at him. Yeah, let's just do Garrick Plus, right?
I hope you're ready to fight for your life. I like to think big.
Play our lands so we can try and two-spell in the future. They're kind of damned if they do, damned if they don't on Garrick. Yeah, I'm not surprised. Like, that's just a tough spot. Do you attack Garrick down, or do you leave back defense? I mean, that was... We put Oppo in a tough spot with our mythic bomb that got passed to us. We got past the Garrick in the second pack, something. Anyway, second pack, I think, was great. More blue-black, presumably reanimation, control-y, flying, tide skimmer, yeah, flying card draw. All right. Don't know what that does for us. We're very weak to flyers on defense, which is why we're pretty aggro here. But I still don't see anything else to bring in, so I'm going to run it back. Yeah, my heuristic was to split the power but evenly, but I suppose one big trampler would have been better. No 2 yet, but we're going to keep this. Reasonable mix of land and spells. Something to do on 3, and then a really good 4. We really haven't, but there's really not much to board, frankly. We just don't have that many options out of the board. We drafted the hard way, and we're in multiple colors for a long time. And we ended up with not a lot of options out of the board. Yeah, I don't know. In a dream world where literally they do nothing else but play a kite sail freebooter, sure it does, but that seems unlikely. Snouting for extra power, though.
He's a big pig. Yup, yup. You can be a big pig too.
Garrick is here. Is it time for Garrick? Probably not. They're a little too stacked, although we could again do the... we could get a 3-3 and only have Garrick at 3 loyalty, as opposed to 2, because they're out-creaturing us. And then we have freebooter... Cat first. You want this? Yeah, because then we can pump it up. Sure. Let's do the Stalker and then Garrick up the Stalker. I like that. So we do that. And actually, I think we offer the Truffle Snout because we'd be happy to trade Truffle Snout for the Protege, especially with our Stalker plan. So let's start by offering Truffle Snout for anything. Yeah, this is great. I'm in. Oh, wow. Good job, Oppo.
Hunt's over.
Well, let's draw some action. So here where trouble is, we attack with the Stalker. They'll just block with the corpse, and we don't want that. So, no, the cat, they can block with anything. We don't get to tell them what to block with. It's not a reading stream, I get it, but let's read this Stalker now and understand that. That's why this isn't good. Surion, if you could tell Oppo what they had to block with, Stalker would be a high pick. Let's go like this. We got a couple of shocks. We just need to shock this freebooter, get our Garrick back, and we'll recover. Although that's awesome for Oppo. Maybe we're not going to win this one at this rate, but we have top decks that totally unlock us. Got it. The Magic Gods love that. Top decks. Oh, here, how about another land? Yeah, Leafkin threatens, but not fast enough. They're drawing cards and clocking us in the air. So, still not where we want to be. But we can still, just really even just a shock to get our Garrick back would change everything. Effing freebooters. Whatever with freebooters. They're so bad in this format. They're being excellent here with the Garrick, but we're going to get them. If we have to go to game 3, we're going to get them. They're not, though. They've been really weak in the format. I used to, I mean, I loved these in their original format. They've just been underpowered here. That's going to be too much tempo for us. Weird deck from Oppo. The old aggro flying blue-black. They are swingy. How about that, True? I mean, fine, sure. I can even give you fine, but they are worse than they were in their original incarnation, and they are not important cards in the format in general. No, we don't know what the white is for. Should we even bother? I think we're just dead. Let's move on to the next game. Might be a slightly early scoop, but I don't see how we have tools to beat that. Let's see. So, is there anything we can do about double freebooter messing with our stuff? Again, not really. Pitchburn could die to kill freebooters, but we can't just do that easily. I mean, we do have one Hobble Fiend, but that's not exactly a sequence I'm looking to do. I think we just got to rely on our shocks and try to keep a shock up so that if they freeboot, we can shock in response. And of course, if shock's the only instant, it doesn't really matter, but you'd still rather have a dead freebooter. But I think we just run it back and try and out-aggro them here. All right, rubber match. Here we go. Rubber game. No breaks for us on mana today. We've had a couple of decent draws, but a lot of this, honestly. We're going to keep here and... Furious Rise... or Dreadmaw. Probably just Furious Rise because Freebooter just takes the Furious Rise and we're not that close to activating it. So the double Freebooter makes me want to pitch the Rise. Everybody wants to pitch the Dreadmaw. I'm not on... I don't know. Like, Rise doesn't do anything here. Yeah, sure. It takes it makes our weird a 3/3. Really? Is that what we're excited about? I think this is correct. I'm sticking with it. You watch. They're going to freeboot for nothing, and I will be vindicated. Watch us draw Garrick, though. That's what's going to happen. I'm actually going to go with a somewhat of a control bluff, a bluff here to try to get them to use. I mean, if they have a freebooter, they're going to play it, but I just want to really encourage it. I'm showing them the thing they don't know about here, but I still think it's correct to play our natural 3-3.
He's a big pig. You can be a big pig too.
Yeah, well, they're an aggro deck. You know, they're like aggro flyers. Look at this. This is what they're doing. Soulseer are great, though. We could just play the Taunter, but I'm gonna start searing. We'll sear the Skimmer and get in for 6. Surion says, wait, too late. I already did it. What was your line, Surion? Try and eat the Skimmer. Eat the Skimmer. But then they get to attack with 2 flyers and draw a card, so... Yeah, they were never blocking. I could have, I suppose, you're right. And hey, look it. We get to cast this Dreadmaw you all wanted me to pitch. And we're going to do that now. Huh, interesting. If they had kept the, Oh, they still are. Okay. I was like, where? That's weird. Why aren't they giving themselves the patrician smack? But this still seems okay to me. I don't know. That seemed like a lot of fancy play to me. Although maybe fancy play because they recognize they're up against it and needed desperately to dig for some answers. So we have 6 total. Can't double spell. Just gonna go Taunter because we can actually taunt our own Dreadmaw and just 6 them. So yeah, let's make him beat us next turn, swing away, and then drop a Taunter. I get it, any pump, but we can't. I mean, there's nothing we can do about it, right? So we attack and hope they don't have that. Can we hold? Is 3-0 in sight? Or is Oppo going to sneak it out from under us? Ghostlight is an excellent play. Maybe is enough? Oh, man. Did they get us? How are we losing this? No! Oh, okay, what just happened? Frack! Did they get us? Unbelievable. Unbelievable Ghostlight win. Ah! I cannot believe we lost this one. That was insane. Or did we lose this one? We got a couple of hourglasses to figure it out. So 7 points. If we attack, like there are forced blocks. Yeah, lifelink counts in a fight. It does. Hobble Fiend. Is there anything? Good game, Oppo. I'm pretty frustrated. I just got to tip the cap, but I cannot believe they found a line to come back from that. I cannot believe it. We had them crushed. We had them crushed, and they had the perfect response. Good job, Oppo. Frustrated, but what can you do? Well, I wonder, Funk, if they had the tools to follow up. I still felt like the juggling on the patrician felt extreme. I think they found their line. I think they just took an extreme situation, made a desperation move, and had it pay off. I think Village Rights patrician stuff was all desperation, and I think the Village Rights found them the answers. No, it's a tap ability. So close. So close. Oh, wait, do we get it? How do we get... Wait. How do we win from this, though? It still doesn't... We're still off. Yeah, we still don't have it. You got me excited there for a second. Ah, well. Oh, that was interesting. I guess that the lifelink fight does technically work, except this isn't. This didn't get damaged, so we did give them a chance to misplay. I mean, what do you think their misplay is here? That they're gonna not attack? I mean, I don't know what you like. We're dead. I hear you, gang, but all they needed to do was turn a flyer sideways. I think we were done. Yeah, gotta love the aggro 3-color decks getting us. Ugh, I'm pretty tilted. Pretty tilted, gotta say. I mean, it's not like Oppo didn't do anything except play to their outs and play well, so I'm not salty at Oppo or anything, but boy, they had to draw perfectly to get out of that one. You're surprised having that attitude when I've played out of some way worse situations? How have I played out of way worse situations than a person turning a flyer sideways and killing us? I don't understand what you mean, Haj. Like, I get it in general, but, like, they literally turn a flyer sideways and we're dead. I mean, I guess I could play to the old disconnect outs, but that's what we were doing. You deserved 3-0 assembled. What a great looking deck that was. A little weak to flyers, but really liked it. Let's cash it out, though. I did not play Yargle Day, and I won't play Yargle Day. The point of Yargle Day is to give people who want an access to grind experience can do so. I do not need to grind experience. What you did wrong, Jiff, is frickin' tilt me by finding perfect frickin' cards to win that match. That's what you did wrong. I'm so mad at you right now, but only because you played well and beat me. And I'm mad that your freebooter got our Planeswalker in game 2. That was some nonsense. Freebooter off the top in mid-game swings the game? Come on. Come on, Freebooter is not supposed to show up in turn 8 and get my bomb. Mama has a whisper for me. I'll check it out. Yes, I'll do that. Well, actually, look up how to do it, Mama, and then I'll do it. Can I just, does that work? Let's see. Mod. Nope, see. Mama wants me to add to the mods around here, which I'm happy to do, except I don't know how to do anything. Let me wrap up this draft first. We haven't even said goodbye to YouTube. Well, our third round opponent came back from a 1-0 deficit to get us in 2 tight games and has left me kind of salty about how that ended, but it was a good game. Good deck, good match. Bye, YouTube. Thanks for hanging.